We suffer more often in imagination than in reality. Seneca. What if I told you that the very rejection you're afraid of, the job you didn't get, the person who walked away, the door slammed in your face, could be the exact thing that propels you to a level of greatness you never thought possible? You see, most people treat rejection like a dead end. They take it personally, let it define them, and slowly shrink their ambitions to avoid feeling that sting again. But a Stoic looks at rejection and thinks, good, here's my chance to sharpen my mind, strengthen my spirit, and come back 10 times stronger. This isn't about pretending it doesn't hurt. It's about mastering the art of turning every no into a hidden yes for your growth. The moment you stop seeing rejection as a threat and start seeing it as fuel, your life changes. In this video, we'll break down exactly how Stoics transform setbacks into stepping stones. And if you stay with me until the very end, you'll walk away with a mindset so unshakable, rejection will become your greatest ally. Because once you master this, nothing and no one can stop you. Number 1, embrace rejection as a natural part of growth, not a personal failure. Rejection isn't the enemy. Not really. The truth is, rejection is just life nudging you to grow, to pivot, to see things from a different angle. Most people freeze, panic, or worse, they take it personally. But you have the power to flip the script. You can see rejection not as a verdict on your worth, but as a stepping stone towards something greater. As reminds us, if you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it. And this, you have the power to revoke at any moment. Your interpretation matters more than the rejection itself. Here's the thing, growth isn't linear. You won't wake up one day with everything going smoothly. You're going to hit walls, hear the word no, feel doors close in your face. That's not a flaw in you. That's not a signal to give up. That's life testing you, and Stoics would say, good. Here's an opportunity to practice virtue, resilience, and perspective. Each rejection is a tiny gym for your mind and character. The more reps you do, the stronger you get. So how do you embrace this? First, start by separating the event from your identity. Someone says no, big deal. That no doesn't make you less than, wrong, or unworthy. It simply means the universe or a person is aligning circumstances differently. Repeat this mantra to yourself. This is not a reflection of my value, it is a circumstance to learn from. Say it aloud. Feel it in your bones. The more you practice, the faster your mind starts rewiring. Next, journal. Yes, grab a notebook. Write down each rejection, then break it apart. Ask yourself, what can I learn here? How can this push me to refine my approach or deepen my craft? Don't just vent, analyze. Look for the lesson, the hidden opportunity. Seneca said, difficulties strengthen the mind as labor does the body. Treat each rejection as resistance training for your soul. And here's a subtle but powerful exercise. Every time rejection hits, take 3 deep breaths. Slow, deliberate, grounding breaths. Let your body relax while your mind notices the urge to spiral. Then intentionally ask yourself, what's within my control here? Most of the time, it's your effort, your perspective, and your response. Stoics didn't waste energy on what they couldn't control. Neither should you. Finally, make it a habit to seek out small rejections deliberately. Not recklessly, but intentionally. Submit a proposal. Pitch an idea. Raise your hand when it's scary. When you treat rejection as routine, as a teacher rather than a threat, its sting fades. The more comfortable you become with being told no, the bolder you'll get, the faster you'll move, and the sharper your instincts will become. Remember, you're not just enduring rejection, you're cultivating mastery over yourself. You're learning patience, fortitude, and clarity. And every time you choose to see a no as fuel rather than failure, you're building momentum. Momentum that will carry you past fear, past doubt, past hesitation. So the next time it lands in your lap, don't flinch. Breathe. Reflect. Rise, turn rejection into the raw material of your greatness. Number 2, reframe rejection to focus on what you can control, your response and attitude. Rejection is inevitable. It's not a question of if it will come knocking at your door, it's a certainty. But here's the thing, the power of rejection doesn't lie in the event itself, it lies in how you respond. You can't control every circumstance, every opinion, every closed door. What you can control is your response, your attitude, and the meaning you give to the moment. This is where Stoicism shines. Epictetus reminds us, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Let that sink in. Your response is your domain. Your mind, your attitude, your choice, everything else, outside your control. When you face rejection, the first step is to pause. Don't let your emotions dictate your next move. Take a breath. Recognize that the sting of rejection is temporary. It's a signal, not a verdict. Shift your focus immediately from the external, what went wrong, to the internal. What can I do now with what I can influence? This subtle shift is a Stoic superpower. It transforms rejection from a trap into a tool. Start by examining your thoughts. Are you thinking, this is unfair, I failed? Flip it. Ask yourself, how can I use this? How can I learn? How can I grow? Instead of spiraling into frustration, channel that energy into action. Remember words. The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. Every rejection is a signpost pointing you toward opportunity, but only if you choose to see it that way. Next, train your attitude like a muscle. Each time you encounter rejection, respond with intention. This isn't about pretending everything is fine. It's about mastery over your own mind. Say to yourself, I cannot control others' decisions, but I can control my effort, my discipline, and my mindset. That simple internal mantra shifts you from victim to architect of your life. You begin to see rejection as feedback, not failure. Now let's make it practical. Every time you face rejection, write down 3 things you can control in response. Maybe it's your next attempt, your preparation, your practice, or the way you speak to yourself. Then act on at least one immediately. Action anchors attitude. It reminds your mind that you are not at the mercy of circumstance. You are the captain of your response. Finally, cultivate gratitude for the clarity rejection brings. Every no highlights what isn't aligned, guiding you toward what truly matters. Train yourself to see each rejection as a compass, pointing you to refine your goals, sharpen your skills, and strengthen your character. This is how a Stoic transforms an obstacle into fuel. This is how you turn rejection into greatness. You will face rejection, that is certain, but your response, that is yours to command. Own it, shape it, let it propel you. Every time you do, you practice Stoic mastery, an inch closer to the life you are capable of building. Number 3, use rejection as feedback to refine your goals and strategies. Rejection is not the end of the road, it's a mirror. It reflects not your worth but the clarity of your approach. Every no you encounter is a Stoic teacher whispering, look closer, adjust, and rise. You see, rejection is not a personal verdict. It is feedback. It's information wrapped in discomfort, nudging you to refine your goals and sharpen your strategies. The Stoics remind us through Epictetus, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. And this is exactly where rejection becomes your secret ally. When a goal doesn't materialize or an opportunity slips through your fingers, don't allow your mind to spiral into blame or self-pity. Instead, pause, breathe. Look at the situation like a craftsman examining their work. What parts of your plan were effective? Where did your execution falter? What assumptions did you make that need testing? These questions aren't just idle curiosity. They are the foundation of turning setbacks into progress. Each rejection is a data point, a piece of intelligence to guide your next move. You are no longer aimlessly striking against the wall. You are adjusting the angle, honing your aim, and preparing to strike with precision. Now let's get practical. Here's an exercise. Whenever you face rejection, write it down. Don't just note the event, dissect it. What was within your control? What was? How can you improve your approach next time? By externalizing the experience onto paper, you detach emotion from evaluation. This is crucial. Stoics teach that the mind can be a battlefield. Your thoughts can be tyrants or allies. By objectively analyzing rejection, you turn a potential defeat into actionable insight. You see patterns. You identify blind spots. You gain perspective. And here's the beauty. Refining your strategies doesn't just make your next attempt better, it reshapes your mindset. You stop fearing no because it no longer feels like a verdict on your value. It becomes a compass pointing toward a more effective approach. Reminds us, the impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. Rejection is the obstacle. Your response is the path. The wiser you become at interpreting these setbacks, the more unstoppable you are in pursuing your ambitions. So embrace rejection as feedback. Welcome it like an old mentor who refuses to sugarcoat the truth. Ask yourself tough questions, adjust your course, and persist. Turn the sting into insight, the frustration into fuel, and the disappointment into determination. With every no, you're not stepping back. You're stepping forward, armed with knowledge, clarity, and the quiet confidence that comes from refining yourself relentlessly. This is the Stoic approach. Transform resistance into resilience, and rejection into a stepping stone toward greatness. Number 4, cultivate resilience by practicing emotional detachment from outcomes. You have to understand something crucial. The world doesn't owe you validation, applause, or even understanding. That sting you feel when things don't go your way, that rejection, that failure, that door slammed in your face, isn't a signal of your worth. It's an invitation to practice resilience. And the most potent form of resilience comes from learning to detach emotionally from outcomes. Now, before you grimace at the idea of detachment, hear this. It doesn't mean you stop caring or become cold. Stoicism teaches that there's freedom in realizing what's yours to control and what is. You control your effort, your intention, your mindset. You do not control how others react, whether your idea gets accepted, or whether life throws obstacles in your path. Once you internalize that, the weight of rejection becomes lighter. As Epictetus said, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Your reaction is where your power lies. Start small. Practice seeing outcomes as separate from your value. If someone rejects your idea or your effort fails, don't stew, don't spiral. Instead, label it. This is external. This is outside my control. I did my part. This simple mental exercise begins to build a shield around your inner state so it's less at the mercy of external events. Over time, the sting dulls. You feel steady, even when the world wobbles around you. Here's a practical exercise. After each decision or action, take a moment to visualize every possible outcome, including the ones that hurt. Let yourself feel the disappointment, then consciously release it. Say to yourself, "This result is not mine to command. My responsibility was to act well." Do this consistently, and you'll notice something profound. The anxiety, fear, and self-doubt that used to paralyze you begin to shrink. You act more freely, more boldly, and even rejection stops feeling like a personal failure. Another layer of this practice is reflecting daily. Ask yourself, which worries today were truly within my control, which were not? Writing them down clarifies the boundary between effort and result. Stoics call this the discipline of ascent, choosing where to give your attention and where to withhold it. By training your mind in this way, you become like a tree in a storm, rooted, unshaken, and focused on growth rather than on whether the wind blows favorably. When you detach emotionally from outcomes, rejection transforms. It's no longer a wall, it's fuel. It's data, feedback, and opportunity to refine your strategy. Every no becomes a stepping stone toward mastery, and every disappointment becomes a chance to exercise your inner fortitude. You stop being a slave to circumstance and start being a deliberate architect of your inner life. The more you practice, the more resilient you become. You stop seeking comfort in approval and start finding strength in your own effort. You turn rejection into a teacher, frustration into momentum, and life, however unpredictable, into a field where your greatness is cultivated, not compromised. Number 5, transform the energy from rejection into motivation for relentless self-improvement. Rejection isn't the end, it's raw, unrefined energy waiting for you to harness it. When you face no, when doors slam or opportunities slip through your fingers, your first instinct might be to shrink, to internalize the sting. The Stoics, however, would nudge you differently. Reminds us, the impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. That is your cue. Rejection isn't a dead end. It's the fuel, the spark, the exact push you need to refine yourself into someone unstoppable. The energy from rejection has a unique quality. It's personal, immediate, and undeniable. You feel it pulsate through you. Disappointment, frustration, maybe even anger. But here's the Stoic twist. You don't have to waste it in self-pity. Instead, redirect it. Let it become your call to action. Each no is a mirror reflecting where growth is needed. Where did you falter? Where can you sharpen your skills, deepen your resilience, and strengthen your discipline? This is not about blame, it's about leverage. You transform the raw sting into deliberate motion, into concrete steps that inch you closer to mastery. Start small. Use each rejection as a daily exercise. Write down what you felt, then write down one action you can take to improve. Not tomorrow, not next week. Now, maybe it's a skill you need to hone. Maybe it's a mindset you need to adjust. The moment is alive, and so is your opportunity to turn it into momentum. Stoicism teaches you to focus on what is within your control, your response, your effort, your dedication, not on the whims of others. You can also use visualization. Picture the rejection as a stone striking your chest. Don't flinch. Instead, imagine that impact compressing into energy inside you. Every beat of frustration becomes a pulse of drive. Every twinge of doubt is converted into curiosity. Ask yourself, how can I respond so effectively that this rejection becomes irrelevant in the story of my growth? Let that question guide your actions relentlessly. Consistency is your ally here. You don't transform rejection into greatness with a single act of will. You do it minute by minute, habit by habit. Channel that energy into routines of self-improvement, physical, mental, and emotional. Practice your craft until excellence is no longer an aspiration but a default state. Strengthen your mind with reflection and meditation. Cultivate patience. Build a body of work so formidable that the sting of rejection slides off you like water. Remember, you are not defined by others' judgments. You are defined by how you respond. And each rejection you face is an invitation, a secret gift wrapped in challenge, to raise your standards, sharpen your focus, and move closer to greatness. So take that raw, chaotic energy and make it yours. Burn it into the habits, the skills, and the resilience that no can ever take away. Transform it and you transform yourself. Remember, rejection isn't the end, it's the spark that lights your path to greatness. Like said, the impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. So next time rejection knocks, don't step back, lean in. Use it, transform it, let it fuel your rise. If you take this lesson to heart and make it your mindset, nothing can stop you. If you found value in this, hit that like button, subscribe for more powerful Stoic wisdom, and share your own stories of turning rejection into strength in the comments below. Keep pushing, keep growing, greatness is waiting for you.